deep issues today. Alrighty then. Are you guys ready?
Yes,
See.
Takchi.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, welcome back, folks. We got another exciting episode. I'm here joined with Mr. Alexis Guzman and Mr. Brian Zagari? Zaguri?
Zaguri.
Zaguri. Alrighty then. Glad you guys can join me today on this wonderful occasion. And I think a great way to start this off, gentlemen, let me just look through my notes real quick, is that yeah, I think a good way to start is just for one thing to introduce ourselves. If you guys can please give me your name, your age, your highest education completed, what you do for a living, and your aspirations for the future. And we can start with you, Alexis.
All right, guys. My name is Alexis, and I do everything. I'm done. No, I'm just kidding.
Everything.
No, so I was actually born in California. Currently, I am 24 years old. The highest education I did some college of Southern Nevada, and right now I am trying to figure out how to turn my hobby into a lifestyle.
All right.
And also I do trade work, so electrician. And if you ever want to get into the trades, let me know. Anyone out there?
All right, awesome. Thank you, Alexis, for sharing. Now, Brian, if you would as well, please. Can you please give us your name, age, highest education completed? Real quick, Alexis, what's
Oh,
the highest level you completed?
I did some college at the Community College of Southern Nevada.
Okay,
So I was like almost done with community college, but I didn't finish. I think I have like five more classes.
okay, but like completed though, you finished high school then?
Oh yeah, I graduated high school. Yeah, yeah,
Okay
yeah.
then.
And aspirations,
Yeah, aspirations
uh,
for the future.
man, just having more, more freedom, like more freedom in the future. So not having to, feel like I'm restricted in my choices. Not that's like finances, relationships, or what I do in life. Just having more freedom in general, and uh, with time too, and make the most of my time, basically. Yeah,
Mm,
and to think big along the way. Just think big. Like the 10x model. Think bigger. Yeah.
awesome, awesome. All right, and you, Brian?
All right. So my name is Brian Zaguri. I was born and raised in Paris. I came to the States in 2008 when I was 18 years old. The reason I came here is because I got sponsored at birth. So I was born as a US citizen. I got very lucky to have this privilege. So thank God. Um, Besides my little bio, as far as my education, obviously high school in Paris, and I'm graduating from CSM in May, so May 15th, to get my associate of business, and I got accepted uh, to be a student at UNLV to take their Bachelor of Entrepreneurship and Business Administration. And after that, I'm thinking later on to get a doctorate in public policy.
Okay.
That means policy making in the government. So I want to know more about that and obviously business. And as far as my aspirations, And what I'm currently doing, first, what I'm currently doing, and then my aspirations. So, what I'm currently doing, I work for Louis Vuitton. I sometimes host people coming to Las Vegas as well as nightclubs, bottle service. I am able to offer concierge services as well. It's not only in Vegas; it's also in other cities in the U.S. like LA, Miami, New York, and overseas as well. And As far as education, to finish with that, I mean, um, I'm learning Chinese. I've been studying real estate, because I like to do that. I like to learn Chinese. I think it's a good language to learn for business. But the number one goal, why I'm learning it, is because it's a passion. So yeah, and besides that, I like to follow what's going on in the world. As far as you know, um, general knowledge, especially when it comes to the economy and so on. And As far as my aspirations, I definitely want to become an entrepreneur. It's my goal. I want to definitely know how to, make a business profitable, how to run it, and definitely how to forecast demand to, be able to, come up with the right, business, uh, and the right ideas, the right products or services. And speaking of which, I'm currently changing my business model for with Polysumwa. So I started, changing a few things, here and there. But now, it's a matter of, having a new website and promote again, hopefully in the right direction.
Alrighty then.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, man. Awesome. And
Yeah.
real quick,
Awesome.
and what are your guys' age? Alexis, how old are you?
Man, I am. It's my Kobe year.
Obi. 23?
No, that's MJ.
Oh. Wait, what's Kobe again? I'm not into sports like that.
Man, you're in California. No,
Yeah, I know.
that's 2024.
Okay, 24. Okay. And Brian, how old are you again?
32 and turning 33 on Wednesday.
Oh,
Oh
alrighty.
snap!
Oh shit, that's 2 days from now. Happy birthday,
Yes, it
bro.
is.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy
Yeah,
early
man.
birthday, bro. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
Um, alright. So I guess I'll go next then. Uh, well, first of all, my name is Frank Rodriguez, and I am 27 years old. The highest education I've completed was high school and some college. Um, Also taken a few courses as well, for digital marketing. And what I do for a living is I'm a door to door canvasser. I don't really like to call myself a salesman because really I'm not selling anything. Really, what I do is I just connect whatever problems homeowners have in their home to solutions. So if they need like a new kitchen, a new bathroom, a new front lawn, I would connect them with the specialist to come and meet them. And so technically a canvasser, kind of a salesman, but on my feet a lot. Do a whole lot of walking and talking. And my aspirations for the future is to essentially become a millionaire, help pay off my parents' home, being able to get a place of my own, while still being able to provide my parents with at least $1,000 every month, just handing it to them every month, and still be able to live a good, comfortable lifestyle. So yeah, with introductions aside, gentlemen, let's get into topic of discussion today, and the topic is communication. Now, I recall last week when we were speaking, we had our little meeting. We all came to the conclusion that overall it's better for business, better for our relationships, and it's better all around to be a better communicator, to understand human nature, to be able to communicate with people, in order to make more money, to further build our relationships, and to essentially put our message across of what we're trying to do. So, let's start off with the simple question, guys. Uh, what do you guys think are the main two characteristics of a good communicator? And we can start with you, Brian.
So it's actually a good question because this is definitely a part of the training I get from Louis Vuitton. Because obviously communication in the job I'm doing as far as sales is very important. So what I learned, I mean, a couple of things I would think about being a good listener, and ask questions to discover the person.
Mm. So you
Uh,
said be a good listener and discover
yes,
the person.
that's right. To communicate on a deeper level with this person.
Mm,
Mm.
I see. Yeah, I agree with that as well. Oh, okay. Be a good listener and ask questions. Okay.
Right.
Ah.
Show
And
interest in the
no, show
person.
interest.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Genuine interest, the person,
That's
yeah.
right. Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
That
What do you
reminds
think,
me.
Alexis? What do you think, Alexis?
Yeah, so I agree with Brian, and it reminded me of the book, the classic book written in the 1930s that I think everyone should read. It should have been taught in the school system, actually. And if it was, a lot of people would be better communicators, but fortunately, that's not the case. But the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie,
Mm.
good book to study and read at least, well, go back to at least once a year, I think. I have that book, but I haven't read it like in a while. But yeah, the thing too, yeah, I think it was like to be a good salesperson, like you need to like listen, because in the book it says everyone has 2 ears and one mouth, and if you let the
Mm.
other person talk, and you listen to them, they'll feel like they feel good because then you listen to their issues and problems, right? Basically, and then he's like, if you want to make a friend, it's if you just talk about yourself, then that friend won't care. But if you listen to the friend talk about themselves, they're gonna care more about that than what you did talking about yourself, right? So that's why sometimes introverts are the best salespeople.
Mm.
Not all the time, but yeah, it's so communicator. Yeah, listen, ask questions, and talk. I guess if you were in their shoes, right?
Mm.
Like what did you like? What would you want to hear, right? And like if just in general, like oh, like going to the movies, like for example, and you talk with them, hey, let's go watch this movie. You like it? No, okay, let's watch this one, and make sure you're on the same page, right? Some kind of like agreeableness, clear communication, and then you what's it called? And you clear everything out. Like there's no like assuming, basically. Like you want to make sure every step is talked out, and there's no like holes for you to fill. So yeah, just
Mm.
talking the main points and not dragging it so much. And good stories, actually telling good stories too. Communication, good stories, I would say, because people think like in narrative a lot than just like facts and logic. Because we're I don't know, I guess emotional. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because you kind of like listed a whole bunch of reasons just now, right now, man. But if you can just give us the main two, what would those be?
Okay, so the main two would be get better at telling stories
Okay.
and talk like if you're in their shoes, like
Okay.
basically, yeah, yeah. Don't just think about you. Think what the other person wants, and then they'll give you what you want. I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Then. So just being a good storyteller and see yourself from their perspective.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with those. Yeah, you guys make some very good points actually, and I agree with them wholeheartedly. And I think the only other thing I would add on is, for one thing, having a strong tonality in what you have to say. Because if you sound sure of yourself, then the people that you're speaking to are gonna naturally agree with you. But if you stutter, if you stumble over your words, if you're timid in how you present yourself, you'll um you'll cause doubt in them, doubt in you, doubt in your company, doubt in the services you have to offer. So yeah, just being able to have a good tonality with them, makes it sound like you're sure of yourself. And I guess aside from listening, I would say that you would also need to just keep it short and sweet, and also build rapport. Like you want to be able to build some kind of connection with the person, some kind of relationship with the person. Okay, so yeah, I would say having a strong tonality in what you have to say, and having good rapport with the person, which actually brings me to my second question. Actually, now, gentlemen, is when you're like in the middle of a sales call, like you're in front of a prospect in a sales call and a conversation, you know, do you think that building rapport on things that are totally unrelated important? Like, you're talking, like Brian, you can talk to somebody about the newest Louis Vuitton products, but somehow you bring up something about the weather or something that's not unrelated to it, such as, how, what their favorite hobby is, like how much they like fishing, you know, or, something like that, guys. Like, do you guys think that's important or not? I
Mm,
mean, we can start with yeah, I think Brian went last, so Alexis, you can start off.
yeah. So you're saying that building report's important when you're trying to sell something, like
Yep.
kind of find a connection.
Well, I say building rapport off of things that are unrelated to why you're speaking to them.
Mm. I would say some extent, yeah. If they're like a cold, like first time, I guess it would help. But sometimes people like they want to, get the message across already. So I guess it would depend. Yeah, it would depend on like if they're like if they're like warm, like they're a warm lead. I guess you don't need to make a report because if you get a referral, for example, then you don't really need to build a report because you already someone already trusted you and you did the work and they trust you and they'll just call you up for whatever you need, right? If it's like a cold lead, then yeah, I would say yeah, build a report. Even something simple like if you're knocking on a door. I've done this before, like when I was used to like door to door canvassing and be like, hey, nice lawn or something, right? And then
Mhm.
like, oh thanks. And then they'll like it and then you talk to them and then give your pitch. So I guess yeah, like cold leads, yeah, but warm leads, I don't. I could be wrong, but not for the most part, no. Yeah, it's like referral.
Uh-huh. I see that. So only if you're meeting them for the very first time should you try to build rapport on unrelated things. To the reason why that you're there, correct?
Yes, yeah, yeah, like yeah, basically anything so that you're not just another person like trying to sell something. It's more like trying to build a like a relationship, a professional relationship. Yeah, that's the word. Uh-huh.
I see that.
Yeah.
Awesome then. And what do you think, Brian?
Again, so working for Louis Vuitton, when we have a client coming to the store, you know, uh, as far as building rapport, it starts, you see, with a warm welcome, right? And you know, that way the person feels acknowledged, because it's important, when you go, to a store like that, have the staff, welcoming you warmly. And I feel like this is the first step, as far as creating a rapport, right? And then ask this person certain questions like, you know um, so what's your name, right? Like, show interest, right? Social interest, as far as where this person is visiting from, right? Why this person is in Vegas, right? Uh, like, are you in Vegas for pleasure? Are you in Vegas for business? Are you in Vegas for wedding, right? Why are you here? Understand this person, building rapport by literally asking questions that are not related to products. And for the brand, it's very important that we adopt this approach with clients, because again, I would talk about the discovery, right? The discovery is very important to build rapport, right? And when you discover the person, on the deeper level, you're able to build a strong momentum, because the goal the goal is to obviously emotionally connect with any clients coming to the store, because that way it creates trust. And also you can you can propose certain items to them that they would you see uh, not have purchased, uh, if you didn't ask these important questions. So in this case, like, if you ask someone, oh yeah, so why are you in town? Are you celebrating anything? Right? Oh, I'm celebrating. I don't know. A new chapter with my new wife. Oh wow, amazing, right? And that's definitely like building rapport. And also like having like an opportunity to propose a certain item to this person, to to build a stronger momentum, you know um, and living with a good experience.
Mm,
Mm,
I see.
Nice.
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, I agree with you both. That
mm,
it is important to establish a sense of familiarity, with the person you're speaking with, in order to take the tension off of the business side of it, and to better understand them as an individual. So and the main reason I ask this is because I at my job I'm partnered with this other individual who's very good at interpersonal skills. Like, he'll come up to the door, I'll go to the door with him, he'll just speak with the person at the door about just random different things. Like, they'll talk to them about, like, what they like to do for hobbies, go into deep questions about things completely unrelated to why we're there. about our company, about our services. They'll get real deep into it. And actually, there was a situation earlier today in which we went up to this one guy's door, and he smoked weed, and so we just thought, oh, that was cool thing that you do, and very soon I asked him like, hey, do you have anything in the home that needs some repairing, needs some changing? And at first he was like, no, man, I'm good. If I need anything, I'll call you. And I was like, you sure? We can set you down with the appointment. And he was like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I don't want to do anything done. And then my partner, he stepped in. He was like, hold on, wait. So, what kind of weed do you smoke? Or like, tell me some more about it. You grow naturally? Like, hey, do you plan on selling it? Or, oh, no, oh, you sold it all for yourself? All right, what's your favorite strain? They just kept on talking. They kept the rapport going. And then suddenly, out of the blue, the guy mentioned, oh, you know what, though? My valves actually need some fixing. Yeah, actually, yeah, send someone in to fix him up. And that's when I wrote him up. And so I think I
Mm.
conclude that I think in most situations, building rapport is necessary, especially in the beginning stages. Unless you run into an individual who's just ready to buy,
Mm.
and you can
Mm.
tell by like their eagerness that like they like the product, they like what you need to do, or or what you have, they need it done. Like they need to have a new roof, they need to buy Louis Vuitton bag, they need to have some electrical work done in their home. Then building rapport would be practically pointless. But for people who are
Mm.
hesitant about you, the company, or what you're selling, yeah, building rapport is necessary. And actually that brings me down to my next question, because me and my partner, we have two different styles. He he likes to take his time at the door, talk with the customer for a significant amount of time. Me, I like to get right down to the point. You know,
Hmm.
this is me. This is who I am. It's what I do. Okay, and so my question to you, gentlemen, is that is it better to respect people's time and to get down to the point, or is it better to take your time and build a relationship with them? And we can start with you, Brian.
Hmm. Very good question
That is
because
a good question.
definitely.
Thank you.
Um, and dealing with a lot of customers, in the store. Um, with some of them, you want to be the report. But something you said that I really like is the fact that people who not all of them, but I feel like most cases, like people are coming to the store and who are ready to purchase something right away. Are usually people who just want to, in my opinion, and something I've been feeling. They come to the store, they're ready to buy something, and they just want to live, right? Because usually these people, you know, they have done their research before, and they're like, oh, I want this bike, you know, um, bring me in and get me out of here, right? Um, so this is something I noticed, with people who are ready to buy. Some people you will know that if you start talking a lot and so on, they will really let you know that they don't have time in a nice way, and they have to get going, right? Because some people coming to Las Vegas, they're on a schedule, right? They don't have time to talk with um, salesperson for like 30 minutes, right? And I understand, right? But I feel like you should always build rapport, um, if you feel that like people are genuinely interested in the conversation, um, and also you wanna, I mean, you wanna always be open to make people feel comfortable and open, and share valuable information that you can use to create a stronger relationship. So yeah, in most of the cases, yeah, definitely be dropouts, but at the same time, with some people, you feel they're in a hurry. It would be hard because some people don't have time to be dropouts. Some people just go to a shop, buy what they're looking for, and leave. And if they do that, it's because they have their own priorities, and they don't have the focus on building rapport with just anybody, right? So yeah. Mm,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
mm.
you made very excellent points there, man. Very amazing points. But what do you think, Alexis?
Yes. So yeah, that was some good points, Brian. Um, so you're saying if it's necessary to build a report or not?
Oh, well, the question at hand was, is it better to respect people's time and get down to the point, or to take your time and to build a relationship with them?
I see.
Which is better?
Yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, I was gonna say depends. I guess on the personality type of the person. I guess how they feel. Cause yeah, when I've like for example, I got a client through Yelp, right? Cause I post some of our work in Yelp,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we drove like from my place all the way down to like it was like almost 40 minutes from here. But yeah, basically, this is a new person. I talk to him. I see what's his problem is and see if I can solve it. Because yeah, actually, people are looking for problems to solve. And like since he was already on Yelp, he knows where electricians. Um, I guess the report kind of has already been built through like an ad, you can say. Um, and and so from there, I just have a good we talk to him where he wants the cameras, for example, and we have a good attitude about it. So, but if I didn't, then I just have a positive attitude. It would just depend, right? Because some people, they want to, that connection. They want to emotional connection, but some people just want to get straight to the point. Like depends, because Ty has a good system. I just looked the other day. It's called the PACE system. Maybe you've heard of it,
Hmm.
but it's like like each person is like their personality is divided into those four. Like P is practical, action taker. No, P is practical, logical. A is like aggressive action taker. S is like social, I think, and then E is like emotional. So, and I feel like yeah, people are divided. That's just what he says, but also I think yeah, some of it is kind of true because if you know how they act, then you can like basically adapt to what Okay, I'm gonna build a report like oh yeah, hey that shirt on you, yeah, that reminds me of a movie I saw in Rocky. I like it. Just it just depends on the person. So and the
Mm.
timeline too. Like, cause like for even today, like I got a referral. Like we called us and like he's like, oh yeah, we bought a house in Vegas. We're gonna retire in that house. We need to move an outlet and add some other stuff. I'm like, okay, cool, cool, cool. He's like, Amber referred us to you, and I don't even know who Amber was. I think I know who she was like last year, but a referral like from a year, a client from a year ago, right? So yeah, in that case, since I'm not in the store or I'm not doing door to door, I was like a phone call, so I was just straight to the point. Didn't have to build a report. So yeah, that's an example of like a warm report. But if it's cold, new, yeah, I would try to build a report. Or if not, you just want to problem solve, then I just get straight to the point. So it just depends on their like the
Mm,
personality. Yeah.
I see. So you're saying it's based on the person in question as well as their intention as well. Like if they need a problem solved, or maybe they want a friend, they want someone to talk to. That's when you can take your time with it. If not, they're just like, hey, I need this done. Can you do it for me? That's when you get down to the point. That's basically what you're
Yeah.
saying, right?
Yeah, and then just pretty much not be have a good attitude, positive attitude. Any client, I try to have a good positive attitude. Any person I talk to,
Uh-huh.
basically that's my rule in the like sales process. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I agree with you both as well. Um, and I think it all does depend on how open the individual is to speak with you, because there've been many times in which I would knock on a person's door, right, and they would slightly open the door, just nudge it open, and I see like just like a corner of their face through it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's when I know, like, okay, this person is not looking to build rapport with me at all. No one out with a stranger today. And then there are other individuals in which I knock and they just fully just come outside, bare feet and everything. Just be like, oh, hey, how you doing? You know, and that's when I can tell, like, okay, this is an individual that's willing to have a conversation with me. You know, and so, and that's how usually I can judge it. But in both cases though, I would like to just simply keep the conversation to a specific point. Like, here's who I am, here's why I'm here, this is my company, this is what we offer, and just build a conversation off of that. And whatever other tangents they go off, they would say me like, oh, my grandma passed away. I would say like, oh, sorry to hear that. May she rest in peace. And then they would just keep talking more about themselves, a little bit here and there. Maybe I'd ask a little bit more about that. Then I'd be like, okay, well, you gotta be. Then I would redirect the conversation back to their home, which is the main focus of why I'm there. So I think in either case, I am respecting their time by keeping the conversation focused to a singular aspect, which is their home, in my case. And, I build a relationship with them by, you know, offering services, being a listening ear, and by, maybe giving a few anecdotes here and there, maybe a few of my personal stories here and there, just to keep them engaged and to, but eventually I would still keep pushing for you know for the reason why I'm there, because I can't stand
Mm.
I can't be there all day just talking to them
Hmm.
about a whole bunch of things. I gotta keep on pushing, which leads
And
me to. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. You have something to add?
no, please don't be. And it um, is leading to having a commercial mindset.
Hmm.
So that's what we use as a term. Have a commercial mindset. Yeah, of course you can, talk to customers about, a bunch of stuff, but at some point, you want to make sure, you get paid, and the the customers, end up buying something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's it.
Awesome. Alexis, do you have anything else to add before we go to our final question?
Yeah, I feel like yeah, the timeline I guess is important too, right? Because and I do that sometimes too, Frank. When people go off like different like areas, like oh yeah, just today I like whatever, like something happened in their lives, like oh yeah, like I just got my first promotion or whatever. Oh yeah, congrats. I keep the conversation going, and then we go back to the main issue or the topic why I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Just yeah, like it's part of the attitude process, and yeah, you're right. I like the timeline too, deadlines. I like that because if you talk with one prospect for an hour, then it's like you you could have knocked on more doors, or you could have, talked to more people in that hour. Yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah, it's always good to keep the conversation focused on singular focus. Why you're there, the one topic why you're there. Yeah. But gentlemen, let's take things away from business. It's something a bit more sensual. Now, gentlemen, how would you two go about seducing a beautiful young lady? A lady that you fancy, a lady that you see from the corner and you're just like, you know what? She looks pretty good. How would you go
Man,
about seducing her with your communication skills? We can start with you, Alexis.
man, I know Brian's gonna have a whole essay on this, but that should be your topic, man. Your thesis, if you were in your bachelor degree. But yeah, man, that's man, what a question. That caught me off guard, Frank.
It is about
So
communication, my friend. It can't all be about business now.
you're right. Business and dating is like sales, basically. Dating is like sales. Yeah.
Exactly. Seduction and communication, they go hand in hand, my friend. So how would you go about it to seduce a elegant and beautiful young lady?
Well, first off, I'll go to the gym for 6 months, go on a ketogenic diet, get ripped, get some six pack, go to the nightclub, put myself out there, and ladies will come. No, I'm just kidding. No, but no, that's I could do that workout, get in a diet, yeah, you see physical results. But even if I look physically good, the girls aren't just gonna come to you. I gotta go to them, right? You can
Mhm.
look good, you can be tall, you can do,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, if you don't, talk to them, then they're not gonna come to you. Girls is just not gonna approach you. I mean, some rarely will, but like I would say 90% of the time you have to go out and approach. But
Okay.
what I would do, man. So this is just me at a club setting, man. Um, I will start with the opener,
Okay.
something like to talk to her, right? Like, hey, I saw you look at me, so I wanted to come here and see, you know, what you're about, you know, or something like, hey, you look like trouble, but in the most adorable way.
That's a good line. I use that too.
Oh, you do?
I use it too.
Yeah, just the opener. That doesn't mean you're gonna get laid. Just like an opener to to hook her, and then from there, then you build rapport. And by how I do it is like giving cold reads, about the situation. Like, oh, you're in this club because I'm guessing you're from California. You want to have fun, get away from the city, come here because we're in the this is a fun place to be around. Something like that. Just from there, a little bit more cold reads, and then there's some other stuff too, but I forgot. Um,
Okay.
yeah, just not really, and not really like what's it called? Giving yourself away, like, oh, you're really beautiful, oh, you're exotic. No, that gives away your frame, your power to her. So I usually don't
Mm,
say that. I used to do that, but then I realized I'm giving away my power. And then in her head, she's like, oh yeah, I got him. He's hooked. He's mine. Which in that
interesting.
situation makes you look kind of weak. But I want to put the man to woman frame in a way like she sees me as the leader, of the group or of the situation we're in. Um,
Mm,
and then if it's at the nightclub, okay, and if it goes well, she reciprocates back. Then I do like physical escalation where I like touch her shoulders, and if she doesn't push back or anything, then it tells me, huh, okay, I guess she's enjoying this vibe here. And then I haven't done this, but I like if it goes well, and I let's say I touch her more, right? And I'm like, okay, hey, let's go to the dance floor. Or, hey, it's like I've seen this guy too. He goes straight for the kiss. Something like he played this thing called Hand of God. I know you might have heard of it or not. Hand of God.
Oh
And
wow.
like the girl, he did something like if he puts his hand out, the girl puts her hand out, and then he puts the girl's hand on his shoulders, and he puts his hands on her hips. Then he's like, man, he goes for the kiss, and from there, I haven't done this, but this is just stuff I've read. But um, so pretty like I guess like novice, but that's what he did. And then he's like, all right, let's go to the dance floor. So he leads. Anytime you're in the club, you always lead the girl to the dance floor because that's just attractive. At first, I was kind of nervous to do that, but after reading so many things, so many like Reddit forums, I actually did it. Like, not to the dance floor, but off the dance floor. That's another thing too. Once you dance and you see that she's reciprocating, then you tell her, hey, let's go somewhere else, like to the bar or something, and you lead her out the way. You hold her hand. You lead her out the club. Um, But and
All
then yeah,
right.
and then from there you see if your plans to have a one night stand or whatever, sure, or your contact info, sure, go ahead, whatever. At that point, it's like whatever you want to do with that situation. But yeah, it's that's his
Interesting.
night game. Like that's the way I haven't been to the clubs like in 3 months, but that's the approach kind of I have. I just need to work more on my verbals and stuff like that. Practice more on like what I say. But in the club, you just need like more like I noticed physical escalation, because most people like uh, it's not about like what you say. Sometimes more like what you do, your actions and stuff.
Mm,
So
I
yeah,
see. So what you would do is you would, of course, take the lead, establish that male female dynamic. You would joke with her at first, and
yeah,
not give all your power by calling her beautiful, but ultimately you would gauge your interests and physically escalate when the moment calls for it. Correct?
yeah. Because then yeah, wait, go ahead.
It's just that we only got like less than a minute right now, and I
I know.
really want to hear what Brian has to say. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we'll be back then. We'll be what's the call? I'll just reset the call or something.
yeah, can you do
Okay.
that? Can we
Okay.
make a new call?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, good,
yeah.
yeah.
Just
Because
make a
I
call real quick.
thank you. Because I really want to hear what you got to say, Brian. Alexis is really gassing you up right now. Uh, so folks, give us one moment while we switch to another call. We're good. Do you hear me right now?
I can hear you, Frank.
Alrighty then, man. We just gotta wait
Everyone.
on Brian just to see what he's got to say before we jump into that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
the
yeah.
night
But good answer
game.
though, bro. I like your answer.
Thank you, Frank. Yeah, I've been reading field reports from this one guy that in Vegas, but they recently Red suspended his account, so I'm not sure. He's in Vegas. He does night game. He's an Asian guy. I think he's like 29 or something, 28,
You
and
forgot his
that's what
name?
he did. I don't know his real name. No, his name Reddit was like five. What was it? 5'7"? Like because he's like he proved a point where you don't need to be tall to get a girl
Oh yeah.
to get laid or whatever. And he was like 5'7". It's not really tall. It's like average, and he was still able to like pick up because he worked on himself and he put himself out there basically. Yeah.
Now, has this technique that you explained to us, have you put it into practice?
Yeah, I did. I did. Actually, I finally did. I don't know if I told you, but I finally did got laid back in November. Oh yeah, I
Oh
forgot.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
back in
yeah, yeah.
November.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah,
Didn't
it
you meet
was
her like at a bar or something?
no, at a nightclub.
Oh, okay then.
at a loud nightclub, man. And that night, man, persistence, man, is your friend because like door to door sales, you gotta keep talking to
Mm.
practice your sets because yeah, like the first couple times you're gonna get rejected or you can talk, but the conversation might not go nowhere. The girl might just ignore you, go on her phone, and you just have to like suck it up and then just all right, peace out, and then go on to the next person.
Mm.
Uh, so yeah, I did face a lot of rejection, but eventually at the end of the night, it was around 2 a.m. and I didn't do really any verbals. I guess she was already in a happy mood, like her state was
Yeah,
happy and
she was DTF, bro. She was DTF. Welcome, Brian.
Brian Benjamin.
Yeah. So, Brian, now that Alexis has given us his tips to conquering Poon, what is what is your method of seduction when you see a beautiful young lady? What would you
Especially the
do?
Asian ones,
Oh.
Mm.
the light skinned Chinese. And I was kidding.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Alexis definitely knows my taste. So for me, let me think. Um, I realized that it's a part of my nature to use seduction. I
Mm,
I like to use seduction when um, you know the girl I'm interacting with, um, and I like we're having like this kind of deep momentum, um, and there isn't I've been able to to seduce more and more women is because of my interests as far as like me learning me learning their language, or being in their country before, uh, and like basically hold the conversation as far as where they're from, and that goes a long way because they like that. uh, they really do, actually. They really enjoy that. And when like you start talking about all these things and stuff, I feel like like the seduction is getting stronger. So to me, seduction comes really naturally. Not because I'm French, I mean, because obviously, it's not all French guys who are gonna, be that way. Um, and it's, the same, all over the world, whether you're French or, a Latino or, Asian, I mean, there's gonna be people, interested in like other cultures, very deeply like me. So, like definitely to me, seduction comes at the end of the day of what your interests are, as far as this particular person. So interests are again, learning their language, learning about their country, as far as can be provinces, it can be history, it can be
mm,
the cuisine, and being able to relate that way. I feel like it has like it has definitely seduction to the conversation. To me, I would say I'm just a natural as far as seduction. So I have no like I have no difficulties as far as being able to connect with a woman on like a more intimate level during the conversation.
Hmm. So if I can get this right, to summarize, you essentially try to better deeply understand the woman in question. You try to understand her language, her culture,
Mm-hmm.
try to relate to her in some way, and
Mm-hmm.
to so you can have a much more interesting and in depth conversations with her.
Right.
Correct? Or am I?
Right.
Is that basically it, or am I missing a few things?
Oh no, you're on the right. You're on the right track as far as basically, you know, the fact that you're interested in someone's culture, and I feel like in my opinion, I feel like you would be a better seducer when when you know what you want, uh, instead of wanting to seduce like all the women you meet is first like find your why, like why are you seducing a certain woman? Is it because of her beauty? Is it because you like her culture? Is it because you're obsessed by like her country? And I feel like if you're able to figure out like what you like first in a woman, you know what I mean, and do this homework as far as okay, like for example me, I like Asian women because because of their beauty, right? I like them because of their culture. I like them because of the way they talk and so on. To me, it's really breaking down. Like the specific, like side of seduction. To be able to focus on like who you really want to like seduce, and work on your interest in you know um, her culture, to really make an impact, and break the ice. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true seducer, my friend. No, because this is even discussed in Robert Greene's Art of Seduction is that if for anyone that you choose to be as your um some woman that you choose to be, you know, your quote unquote victim of seduction, she has to inspire something deep within you rather than just her physical beauty. It's something about her that
Mm.
truly just touches you in a in a deep spiritual way that makes you want to talk to her, that goes deeply beyond her beauty, that makes you even want to even want to talk to her because pretty faces are everywhere, just a pretty girl everywhere. What is it about this chick? What is it about her that really makes me want to go up and talk to her? So I totally get what you're saying, man. Yeah.
And I feel like yes, of course, beauty is one thing, but when you focus more on like the person as getting to know this person, asking questions, talk about, because I spent time in China, so with Chinese girls I can definitely connect very well, or even with Koreans, for example, because I spend enough time in their country to have to basically hold a conversation, and show a deeper interest, and at the end of the day be different than like most of the guys who you know just meet these women because they're beautiful, and not talking. to them, about, where they're from. And I feel like, the art of seduction is to understand, where these women are from, to be able to connect with them, on a deeper level.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I agree
Yeah.
wholeheartedly.
Mm.
Mm. But moving on, let's introduce our new friend here, David. What the heck were you, man?
Finishing up my taxes, actually.
Yeah, man, we started this like a whole hour ago, bruv. Where were you at?
Finishing my taxes.
It's all
I
good,
actually,
man.
for real, yeah. I'm here though.
It's all good. It's just that you're just about to wrap up right now. But before we, ask you the question, uh, first of all, can you introduce yourself by giving us your name, your age, your highest education completed, what you do for a living, and your aspirations for the future?
Okay, let's see. So my name's David. I'm 27. Uh, you're asking highest education, right?
Yes, sir. Highest
Yes,
education
sir.
completed.
Okay, highest education completed is bachelor's degree.
Okay.
At
Congrats.
yeah, bachelor's degree at the school matter? No, just
Yeah, you can
high.
tell the school. I mean, if it
Okay, yeah,
matters to you.
okay, bachelor's degree at UCLA. Highest
Okay.
degree
Very
education.
nice.
All right.
Hmm.
Occupation, digital marketing, basically. And then
Okay.
future aspirations. Let's see. That's a good one. A
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
aspirations. But I would say financially independent, owning real estate, owning assets, and being able to, be well off and self sustaining.
I see. I see. Awesome. Awesome then. Uh, next time, be on here on time, bro.
I
Okay.
will, yeah.
So,
I'll make sure not to join if I can't, make it on time.
yeah, it's
So
all
yeah.
cool, but at least you're here though, because because the whole topic of today's episode is communication. Because remember last week we were talking about what's very important for business is to be a good communicator, understand human nature. I'm sure you recall, right?
Yeah.
All right, all right. And we talked a few points here and there about communication. But then the conversation shifted from business into something a lot more interesting. So, my friend David,
You guys are smiling. Oh, continue.
let me ask you this. Since
Oh, this
this
is getting
involves
juicy.
communication, how would you, David, go about seducing a beautiful young lady?
Oh, this is very juicy. I think all three of you probably have way more experience in this.
Ooh,
But yeah,
do
I'll
tell.
take a stab at. Yeah. I mean, the way Brian described it, like I don't think I can top that. I mean, you guys already went, right? Oh, Alex,
Yeah, Alex
I'm
already
sure you
went.
answered that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Would you
gotten
like? Are you
poon.
asking like to walk through the process or just a general
How you
principles
would
of
how would you go about it?
different? Oh, can you repeat that? Like,
Yeah, how would you go about it, man? How would you go about seducing a beautiful young lady?
Yeah, man. How would your frame dominate her frame?
oh, we're going there, Alex.
short,
I
short
don't
and
have much
simple.
real
How do you
world
get poon?
experience of this, but hmm?
How do you
How
get
do you get what?
poon? How do you do it?
I didn't say I did get it. But anyways, if I in this situation, I would be very direct in my body language, make
Mm,
eye contact,
Mm,
speak to her very, very confidently and being self assured, and kind of
mm,
just pay attention to all the different details of her body language, how she's responding to me, and kind of calibrating the way I talk to her to that, and kind of steering her in a conversation that really digs deep into her on an emotional level, beyond the surface, like how's your day going, or what do you do, or whatever. Kind of just pierce deeply into who she is, and just have a very emotionally stimulating and engaging conversation. And that's how,
Mm,
for the most part, I'd seduce her. And I guess, gradually over the conversation, there would be some physical touch, some keynote, as you want to call it in those terms. So, be slowly touching and upping the stakes, I guess, and getting riskier as the conversation or interaction goes on. Maybe not risk, man, that's not the term for it, but you're slowly calibrating towards her level of interest. And as you push and pull, kind of go back and forth with her, you kind of see where she's at, and eventually get closer and closer to that desired goal, which is that full seduction that leads to whatever
mm,
that might be. However, you want to lead that interaction towards.
interesting.
Great.
Yeah, what do you
I
think
like
about
that.
that, Brian?
I love it. I think what David said makes a lot of sense, and I like what David said in the beginning as far as giving some details. So I think that was great. That was really really good.
Mm,
Yeah, and I like how David, the
Mm,
basics, right? Eye contact,
mm,
confidently,
right,
right?
right. Hmm.
Self-assured, right? Just the basics of, right, of just talking to not just girls, but just anyone. Yeah, yeah.
And I guess one thing I'll add, I think I probably forgot to mention was like this whole time, like yourself, like you got to just be in flow, kind of go with the flow of how things go. You can't, because myself, a weakness I have in conversation or just interactions with other people is like I'm in my head a lot. Like I'm trying to say the perfect thing, be calculated. With a girl, especially, you can't be that way. You kind of just have to go with whatever's going on in the moment and feel the moment, really be present. That's probably the other huge aspect to being very seductive and charming, I guess, in that sense.
mm.
Perfect, perfectly said. Mm.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm.
Yeah, and that goes
Amen.
with anyone even talking to a guy, just being convincing or persuasive. Like,
Yeah.
you come off a certain way, your vibe and your energy comes off the right way where you're not really trying to, or you're just flowing and just letting things play out as they are and adjusting to that without being incongruent to who you are. You're just, staying with the flow of however things play out.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I would say I'm somewhat similar to your approach because I'm very direct as well. I like to I don't like to be in that friend zone or give off that friend vibe at first. I like to simply state my attention. I see a beautiful young lady. I go up to her. I tell her, "Hello there. I find you absolutely fucking beautiful, and I will be kicking myself if I didn't at least try to introduce myself to you. So hi, what's your name? Just wait to see if she asks for my name. That's how I'll know she's somewhat interested in me. And then I like to just let my attention know because it's pretty obvious that she knows why I'm there. She knows why I'm talking to her. And so to help make things a lot simpler, I just ask her just three simple questions. What I ask her is, first of all, are you single? Second, do you or do you not find me attractive? And if so, would you be interested in spending a romantic evening with me and just seeing where that goes? And a lot of the times they laugh. Sometimes sometimes it works. Other times it doesn't. But either way it goes, it's always good to have that kind of deep level of playfulness too. Because it's just like that old song. Girls just want to have fun, and if they
Mm.
see you as the fun kind of guy, then they're obviously gonna want to talk to you. They're gonna want to stay with you. They'll want to keep engaged in the conversation with you. Know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just like to keep things wholeheartedly, you know, keep it flowing. Not to just to just like what you said, David, just go along with the vibe of the conversation, and not to not to get make it too logical, not to make it too, you know, deep. Just try to keep it fun, you know, low investment. Just just easy to follow along, really. And if the girl, if she fucks with you, she fucks with you. If she doesn't, oh well. Go to the next one. That's really all there is to it, guys. All right, so yeah. Before we wrap this up, you guys have any final messages? We can start with you, Alexis. Any final words, like where can people find you? You know, or any last thoughts?
Man, just be great in whatever you want to do. If you want to find me, I guess my Instagram is Alex Guzman B. For those of you that are curious, and yeah, I leave the floor to the next person.
All right, awesome, awesome. Brian, where can the people find you? And if not, final thoughts.
People can find me here in Vegas. I mean, I'm either working at Louis Vuitton, or in clubs taking care of people, or just hang out with my friend Alexis. Right? If people want to connect with me on Instagram, my Instagram is Brian Zaguri. So BryanCagury.
Awesome, awesome. And David, I know you're only here for a short time though, but yeah, do you have any other final thoughts on what we say, or or if not, you can also add in where to people can find you as well.
Yeah, so I guess first off, you guys, I mean, you'll find me on another one of these calls for those of you watching. Um, you can find me in California on Instagram. I have a couple of them, but dwong2828 is my main personal Instagram. But, and then final thoughts, I mean, have fun of life, with the people you talk to. And what's the point of doing all this talking to girls or making money, right? I mean, you actually get more of all those things you want or whatever it is you want by having fun and flowing with life.
Mm. Amen. Amen to that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And well, I guess since we're all plugging Instagrams, you all you guys can find me at evolving_powerhouse. And also check out my YouTube channels. I've got the Masculine Edge, where I talk about masculinity, philosophy, anything that's going on with the red pill, as well as modern female nature. I talk about how how crazy these bitches be getting nowadays, and I basically expose them. Talk about them, and the Hustlers Wealth Club, where this video is actually going to go up on, where we talk everything from entrepreneurship, digital marketing, to to making money. And overall, man, yeah, it's always good to sometimes not take life so seriously. It's best to go with the flow. Enjoy every moment you have, because you never know when it's your last. Tomorrow we could die, so it's best to make every moment count, to make every day count, rather than count the days. Make the day count. So,
Amen, my friend.
Hey,
Amen.
alrighty.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, fellas, it's been great talking to you, but it's late. I got work in the morning, so let's pick this up again next week then, next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah, next Monday. Uh-huh.
Alrighty then. David, don't be late. Be on time.
Yeah, I'll be on time or not show up. One either in or out. I'll be on time
Okay,
when I
just
show
let
up.
us know. All right then, all right beforehand. And by then I'll for sure I'll get this ready. There's a soundboard right here. I gotta fix it up and connect it up. That way it'll make this the next episode a lot more enticing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. What's a soundboard for? Just curious. Or is that a part of the surprise?
Wait till next week and you'll find out.
Stay tuned.
Stay
Open
tuned,
loop.
folks.
You're in an open loop.
Yeah. uh,
Alex just fit top A right there.
uh, but yeah, guys, it's been fun. Thanks, guys, for joining again, and hey, you all have a great night.
All right, you too.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you,
Have a
guys.
great
Thanks,
Thank
Frank.
you.
Thanks,
Take
guys.
care.